Hello, everybody, and welcome in to the first ever Navs Nation Podcast. This is episode 1. I'm one of the co-hosts here, Nick Perenick, the digital media coordinator for the Navs for this upcoming season. And alongside me is Gus Baylow. Gus, go ahead and introduce yourself for the people.
Hello, Navs Nation. I'm back for my 4th season with the Navigators. I'm going to be the play-by-play guy this summer, traveling to all the home and away games. So looking forward to the year. Should be a lot of fun, and looking forward to seeing some fans in the stands as we move on throughout the summer.
Great. And we'll start off here by teasing a little bit of this first interview we had, Gus. It was a great interview with a rising junior at Harvard University, that being Logan Bravo. He's returning for his 3rd season with the team. So stick around, fans, for that. You don't want to miss that one. Gus, any thoughts on that opening interview?
Well, Logan's great. He's no stranger to the Navs. He's been around for 3 years. He's also a local guy from Andover and played baseball at Austin Prep. So he's no stranger to the Navigator spotlight. Looking forward to having him in. And, the interview was great. He was awesome, and looking forward for you guys to hear that.
Great. And you mentioned, man, welcoming back in fans to the building at Frazier Field. That's going to be so important this year as we return. And we're returning to a new league this year. We're no longer in the Futures. We are now in the NECBL, shorter known as the New England League. We will be the 14th team out of 14 in that league for the upcoming season. What do you think about that switch over now from the Futures to the NECBL for the team?
Well, first off, with the fans being back in the stands, I think it's going to be great to see, a lot of fans in the stands as we move on throughout the summer, and looking forward to seeing a lot of familiar faces. But I think the transition is going to be great. The NECBL is a premier league. It's one of the top leagues around, and a lot of great talent that's coming in and out. And after having that league not being able to have a season last year due to the COVID pandemic, being able to come back this year and have a season is going to be great. So I'm looking forward to seeing the league in action and seeing the talent.
All right, and let's break down a little bit of the schedule here real quick. And you can check out tickets at nsnavs.com/tickets for this upcoming season. But first, let's look at the home opener. That'll take place on Friday, June 4th. That'll be at home at Frazier Field at 6:35 p.m. against the Vermont Mountaineers. And then over the 4th of July weekend, the Navigators will host 3 home games, being Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday over that weekend. Then we take it to the All-Star game, that being Sunday, July 18th. Details on that are TBD at this time. And then, of course, at the end of the season, in the beginning of August, on August 3rd, the playoffs will begin.
Yeah, should be a lot of great games, especially the 4th of July. Should be great to, after last year having to kind of change things with the 4th of July, having we'll have to see kind of what happens with the promotions and whatnot. But looking forward to seeing those games happen over the 4th. And note about those tickets. Single game tickets are $5 general admission. The children ages under 4 are admitted free. Season passes also admit 2 people for $90 as well. And with the updated state guidance, it appears that we'll be able to have, close to what we have normally in terms of fans, obviously with Massachusetts fully reopening on May 29th.
Yeah, and you mentioned that season pass, man. Great deal there. 2 people in for the year for $90. That's a good deal. 45 each. And when you break that down, you can't really beat that deal for the whole season. So we're looking to get members of the Lynn community back in, as well as the surrounding communities and all of our Navs Nation back in the stands. You can also check out all of our happenings on the website at nsnavs.com, as well as our social medias. We're on Facebook, Twitter, as well as Instagram. And shortly, stay tuned, we'll be on TikTok as well in the coming days here, that you can follow us at NS Navigators. So we look forward to seeing you on our social channels, interacting with us all summer long. And without further ado, I think, Gus, if you're good, let's get right into this interview.
Yeah, let's do it. Here's our interview with next Navigator, Logan Bravo.
This interview is brought to you by our sponsor, Remax 360 Real Estate Office. Whether you're buying or selling a home or just curious about the local market, Remax agents are dedicated to making your real estate experience memorable and enjoyable. Their agents live, work, and serve in our local communities and have the experience to get the job done in today's market. In addition to exceptional marketing strategies to help you sell your home quickly, Remax offers the latest technology to make the process of finding a home easier than ever. You will gain access to cutting-edge map search technology, their state-of-the-art mobile app, current market stats, and much more. Contact Remax 360 today by calling 781-593-7611. Remax 360, conveniently located on 85 Exchange Street, Suite 302 in Lynn. We now say hello to the first guest in Navs Nation podcast history, Logan Bravo of Harvard University. Logan will return to the Navs for his third season with the Navigators this season, coming off a gap year from Harvard in which his 2021 season was canceled. Prior to this year, Bravo played first and second for the Crimson in his first 2 seasons in Cambridge after winning a Massachusetts D3 state championship with Austin Preparatory High School in Reading in 2018. In his third season with the Navs, he'll be chasing the record books in many statistical categories while gearing up to go with another go with the Harvard next year. Welcome to the show, Logan. Thanks for joining us today.
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's great. Great to have you on. First guest of the podcast, first episode for us. Great to have you on. So we understand that this year is a little different for you in terms of baseball. You'll be coming back to Frazier Field here in late May to start the season in June. But you did take a gap year this year from Harvard to, focus on yourself, focus on baseball a little bit more training wise. Unfortunately, the Ivy League did cancel this season. So what have you been doing to stay motivated this off season and to stay fresh? I know you're coaching back at your alma mater, Austin Prep, so I'm sure that helps. I know you're down in Georgia, I believe, as well. So what have you been doing to gear up for the return here in Lynn this June?
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting year with the COVID and all. Coming off last summer with the Navs, it was kind of up in the air whether or not I decided to do school. Ended up deciding to take the fall off first, hoping that we'd play in the spring. And then obviously it wasn't looking good in the spring, so I ended up taking what ended up being the full gap year. Just basically not in a rush to graduate. The time on campus there is so valuable, so you want to maximize that as much as you can. But yeah, so I've been trying to stay busy. Austin, like you mentioned, I've been helping coach Austin a bit. They did some fall workouts as well, so I was doing that in the fall, and just kind of reconnected with some old baseball people that were in the area at the high school. I was around during high school and stuff like that. Got to travel a bit, got out to the West Coast, to some national parks, which was cool. And then this spring, been back coaching again, working out, focusing on baseball, preparing for the summer.
Yeah, it's great. And you obviously are no stranger to the high school ranks. You were a Division III state champion in 2018 with Boston Prep, the Division III Baseball Athlete of the Year by the Boston Globe. You guys also won a North Sectional champion in 2017. Now, it was a few years ago, but can you talk about your time at Austin Prep a little bit and maybe some fond memories that you have playing on Austin Prep?
Oh yeah, definitely some fond memories. Felt like I was there forever. Came in, was lucky enough to be able to come in and play and contribute. Theoretically 8th grade, but mostly freshman year. And I was really lucky to have all the upperclassmen I had, even starting as freshmen, even 8th grade, were so great with culture, like the whole culture and what they stressed, and obviously the importance of winning and doing it the right way. That was a huge step for me freshman year. I'm still really close with a lot of those guys on that team, and still really connected with them. We were pretty well the whole time, and then finally clicked at the end there. We had some heartbreakers my freshman, sophomore, and junior year, leading up to the senior year, and then finally got it done. So, but yeah, it's nice going back now, just even as a coach, just kind of being able to reconnect, meet the new kids that are there, and kind of pass that tradition on.
If I remember correctly from your playing days in high school, you were more middle infielder with your size, and over time now, as you've grown to now 6'5", you've kind of shifted to the corners a little bit more, and you play primarily, I'd say, first, correct?
Yeah, so I played. Yeah, high school I was short, played short, and then coming into Harvard freshman year, I played a mix of short and third, and then this year, based on kind of depth chart, I played first, and then it slid in one game in second, I think, but. Mostly kind of moving to the corners now. I still love playing short, and just trying to, for the Navs last year, I think I bounced around short, third, and first. So yeah, kind of wherever I can help and contribute.
So real quick about that size. I mean, you were tall always throughout high school, but once you got to college, you really took off. And what do you think, playing the middle infield and then switching to outside? What were some of the biggest challenges with that, or do you think it was a seamless transition for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it's a new look, slightly different throws, but for the most part, it's all the same fielding you've been doing. I played my whole life basically played infield. So it's all the same fielding drills, fielding prep, slightly different angle. So I enjoy both.
That's good, obviously. So let's talk about the 2020 season. Obviously, with Harvard and you transition to the Navs. Obviously, the season got canceled, in March, like everyone else, didn't have a season. But you came back to the Navs in 2020 in what was an abbreviated season, the FCBL. Now you're transitioning to the NECBL, obviously. Can you just talk about what last season was like for the Navs in 2020, playing, the reduced amount of games?
Yeah. So yeah, we got, I think we snuck in 6 games in our 2020 season.
Something like that.
Didn't get off to as hot as a start as the team would like, or as I would like. So kind of had about 3 months in between the end of that season and the start of Navs to kind of regroup, work on some things, tune up a little bit, and then get rolling into the summer. I really enjoyed last summer. We had a great group. It was really fun to come to the field every day, and especially with some of the guys on the team just to take it in. And we did pretty well. Yeah.
Any standout teammates from that 2020 team that you can remember, whether it's baseball or anything else?
Put me on the spot. Man, I gotta give a shout out to Sunshine, Jonathan Looters. He's on the team again this summer. We hit it off. Both infield guys worked together. We got there. Both of us were probably one of the first couple people there. Each day did our stretching together, talked some things over, played pepper together. So gotta give a shout out to Sunshine.
That's awesome.
Going off that teammate question by Gus, you get there and there's some other Ivy League guys that you're playing with. What's that like you're lining up against them during the regular season with Harvard, and then all of a sudden you got to turn around and be teammates? What's it like, it's a quick turnaround. You come in late May, you start playing in June, you got to mesh with a whole group of guys. So what's that like for you, especially the in-conference guys?
Yeah, no, I'm excited to meet him. I actually don't think I've met, just based on years and the way we've overlapped, I haven't really met a ton of them yet. So I'm excited to get to know them. I'm sure I'll be seeing them more, hopefully when we play next year. Yeah, it's always fun. Summer ball, you come in, kind of everyone's common denominators. Everyone plays baseball, it's just, you get to bond over it. It's fun. Summer ball is always a good time. Get after it and work on some things together and win.
So let's talk about, this year playing for the Navigators. You're nearing the top of the list of the most games played in club history. You don't have a lot of guys that play for 3 seasons. What does that mean to you? But
yeah, it'd be cool. And I kind of, even at Austin, I played a bit at Fraser Field. It's kind of always been home to me. A lot of good memories in high school there. And yeah, each year it's been cool to come back. It's been unique. Even last summer, I wasn't expecting to come back. I was supposed to be up in Vermont, and then Lee started shutting down. Reached out to Mr. January and luckily was able to get a spot on the team. And then this year again, now in the NECBL. Yeah, it's been great. The organization's been so great to me. It's nearby home. It's only probably a 30-minute ride from my house. My parents get to come to all the games. And I know for most kids, summer ball, they're living in host families. They're away from their families. So I'm definitely lucky that I get to live at home. Parents get to come to games. So it's great experience, and I'm pumped for summer coming up.
You talked about the league switch, obviously, with the NECBL and the FCBL. What are you looking forward to most transitioning to, the NECBL?
Yeah, no, I obviously haven't played in it before. I hear the competition is pretty good. I know a lot of guys on other teams, and I'm looking forward to facing off against them. But yeah, it should be competitive. Let's get better.
So the people want to know, is the walk-up song staying the same from last year? I heard what it was. I wasn't around the team last year, but I heard, was it not I Want to Know What Love Is? Was that your pick?
That was it. It kind of came in. So not freshman year, my first year with the Navs, a buddy on my team had it, and I got a pretty good reception. I kind of didn't know what to pick, and I just kind of threw it in there, thought it'd be fun. And then I think I had a fan. I remember I did an interview with a couple fans, like, were huge fan. I did an interview with some fans about the song, which was funny. And then didn't really get much of a choice the year coming back. I don't even think I was asked what my walk-up song I wanted my walk-up song to be. It kind of just was. So this year, honestly, I haven't put a ton of thought into it. Probably will keep it. It's basically turning into a tradition now. So Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a tradition. And as someone who's been a Frazier all these years, I've been able to see that tradition for myself. That's great. So, talk about, the scouts and the pro career. Obviously, it's something that, is obviously in the back of your mind as you were going through your time at Harvard and obviously with the Navs. What is kind of your thought process heading into that and, heading into next season at Harvard?
Yeah, no, playing professional baseball is the dream. Ever since I was a little kid, obviously I grew up a Red Sox fan, and been lucky enough to play at Fenway a couple times. But just that's the dream, getting out there, competing at the highest level. I've been kind of basically had this whole year to prep for it, and put myself in the best physical and mental state I can for the upcoming season.
Well, Logan, thanks so much for your time today, coming on the podcast. We look so much forward to the season. It's going to be great. This is my first year with the team. Gus is back, play-by-play this year. So we're getting motivated, getting ready for the year. Great to see your face. It's going to be great to see all the guys at the field here in the end of the month. But thanks so much for joining.
Yeah, no, thanks for the time, guys. Thanks for having me, and looking forward to it. See you guys in a few weeks.
Thanks again, Logan, for joining us. That was a great interview. Logan Bravo was always a pleasure to talk to. Looking forward to seeing his play again this summer. And obviously next week may get even better for an interview. We'll have Cedric Gillette, who's also no stranger to the Navigators, who'll be returning for his third season as he'll be coming from Merrimack College. Looking forward to talking to Cedric, and that should be a great interview. Cedric's always a pleasure to talk to.
Make sure you never miss an episode of the Navs Nation podcast. You can turn on your notifications for us on social media at NS Navigators on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And make sure you don't miss anything this upcoming season. It's going to be a great summer, and we're looking forward to it. Looking forward to that interview with Cedric for next week as well. So stay tuned, Navs Nation. We'll be back all summer long. Signing off for Gus, I'm Nick. We'll see you next week.